Do you want me to reveal the
Yeah,
secret
of course,
now?
of course.
The conscious mind is 5%, like the tip of the iceberg. And the deep is the subconscious mind, rooted, seated in the depth of the ocean.
Sometimes I have friends who are so oblivious to what's happening around them, and I'm just like, how did you not realize that this guy was being weird?
There is a thin line in creating beliefs and giving awareness. Bring me a boy of 7-year-old and I will show you a man of 70-year-old. You have come here to evolve.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Decoding Quirks. I'm your host, Aditi, and today's guest is so special that she has been gatekeeping a secret for years. She actually hasn't been gatekeeping it from her own clients. She's been gatekeeping it from Instagram. So today we're going to get her to understand more about the subconscious mind, how our beliefs are formed, and the biggest trick and the biggest secret to better mental health, to a better life, to better manifestation, and just a better life altogether. Welcome, Deepa Arora.
Thank you so much, Aditi, and thank you for such a beautiful, wonderful introduction.
I love that. Thank you.
The secret is actually not a secret. As I say, is that what you seek is seeking you. When the time is there, you get to know. It's a very, very ancient secret. And the ones who wanted to know, they know it already.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She's gatekeeping one of the biggest secrets that I feel I have realized while we've had this conversation. And this conversation is what we spoke before. So we all believe that you have to work on your mental health. You have to work on yourself to be a better person on a daily basis so that life is better. I feel like this is something we kind of aligned on.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, with me, I have been a very strong believer on therapies, something I've been in for the longest time and something that's helped me through worst scenarios, best scenarios, and something I still practice till date. I go for therapy, I give my coaching, all of that. And there's one thing that you said that you probably don't need to be talking this much, right? Blew my mind because I've been talking this much, And then I realized that you are gatekeeping one of the biggest secrets towards mental health, towards getting better. Before we give them the name, let's explain it and then we'll give the name. I feel like the name is also in itself very powerful in its way. So what is the secret you're gatekeeping?
I always say that, we are the sacred and the secret gatekeeper of our own inner wisdom.
Yeah.
We are not here to improve ourselves and we are not here to learn anything new. We are here to remember who we are. We are here to know how powerful we already are. Every scripture has talked about it, every guru master has talked about it. But how do we do that remembrance? How do we get to know that we are already empowered? And that is the sacred secret that you are already empowered. And I learned to remember it.
Yeah. Okay. So so what you're trying to say is that you remembered that you're already empowered.
101%.
So I think everybody has a different baseline. So again, with my years of therapy and the clients that I deal with, I understand that everybody has a very different baseline.
Yes.
Some people's baseline only is like self-doubt, overthinking, anxiety. There are these people who will just see a police officer or a cop on the road and they'll just straighten up, they'll get scared. Oh my God, did I do something? Do you think he's walking towards me?
Yeah.
There are those people who will just inherently get scared when you see a random authoritative figure.
Absolutely.
So their baseline is fear, right?
Yes. So Aditi, you picked up on one of my favorite example. So a cop, or have you seen people standing in the immigration line?
I see the same thing.
Yeah,
they
and
suddenly
then
start
sweating, and the heart starts to race, and the papers are perfect. They are so well traveled. So what's happening? It's not even about fear. It is something even more deeper than that. It is about their relationship with control, with power, with authority. So how they connect with power and authority, it doesn't seem safe to them. For them, the authority and power is danger. So when they look at the cop or they look at the immigration officer, they are in a danger zone. So it is not even about a fear. Fear is a very physiological reaction
Yeah,
of
it's a reaction.
what
Yeah.
is going on deep inside you on a belief level. So it is your belief that I don't feel safe in the presence of power and authority because they are going to control me.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's just decode it and
Yeah.
understand ki why does that happen? Why someone's baseline, I don't want power. I don't want to be controlled. I don't like to
Yeah.
be around power and authority. It must be coming from some, I don't want to use this word lightly, but it must be coming from some form of trauma, now, something that they've gone through in life.
Yes.
So, is that something that they've gone through in the past? Like as a child, your inner child has gone through it in the past. Is that it?
Absolutely. See, the work I do, or the beautiful gatekeeping of what we are going to reveal it later, is based on to that a reality is created actually already in our subconscious mind. Okay. So whether we talk about traumas, whether we talk about fears, whether we talk about our behaviors and our reactions, they all come from a storehouse of subconscious mind where we have got beliefs, where we have perceptions. So when we are talking about this particular authority, power, danger, it might have come how they looked at their father in the childhood. It might have come how they were controlled by a particular society, religion, environment, anything. Because we create our reality, unfortunately, not by ourselves with our conscious mind, but with already a pre stored information in our subconscious mind.
So, this pre-store comes when we are younger, right?
Absolutely, not even younger. It could be even a carry forward. It could be what we call it genetics. Over a period of time, I learned to not use those certain words like I might have said that comes from past life. But what, Aditi, if somebody doesn't believe in
Yeah.
past life?
Yeah.
So we don't want to interfere into their beliefs, but how beautiful it is that today the work I do, I am being able to talk about it in a way. It could be a belief which is a carry forward, comes through our genetics, or it could be created even in our childhood, or it could be created throughout our growing up years. But yes, we do create a particular reality when we are pretty young, by the age of 7, 8, or 10. We think that we grow and then we want to manifest or create our life. It is such an illusion. It is such a, it is such a mind boggling thing when you get to know that you are actually not creating anything. When you grow up, you're making a fool out of yourself. There is a very beautiful quote by Dr. Bruce Lipton. We are going
Talk about
to
it.
talk about him even later, but who said that bring me a boy of 7-year old and I will show you a man of 70-year old. Because the subconscious mind has already stored a lot of beliefs, limiting or enhancing whatever kind, and then you're just going to replay that data throughout your life unless until there is a choice, there is a decision that I do not want to be a victim of the storage which is being given to me.
Because also what you earlier described was like typical like imposter syndrome.
Absolutely.
Like when people have that belief, sorry I cut you off, but when people have that belief that, I'm probably not good enough, but then they portray like a
Yeah.
sense of confidence, like we're sitting on camera, we're
Yes.
talking.
Yes.
It feels like, oh my God, these women
Yeah.
have got it. They've sorted
Yeah.
their life. But
Yeah.
inside, if we feel like, dude, I don't know, man, like this is not okay.
Yes.
Then once we're done shooting, we might just go like, was it okay? Is it okay? Or was it fine? Was it?
Yeah.
That confusion kind of like clashes and that makes you feel like an imposter. So it comes back to that base.
Yeah.
So how does that
Yeah.
memory, that thing get stored in our bank?
Absolutely. Now, when we are born, and I would love to go, but of course, it's going to open up a lot of stuff. But it's fine. Yeah. So when we are born, or even before that, have you ever heard that? When a mother is pregnant with a baby, that
Yeah.
you're given all those like eat healthy, and because everything goes to baby, so is it about all about eating? So you should eat apples and you should have nuts and you should have all the good stuff because it is good for the baby. So is it all about eating? No,
No.
it's about everything what the mother is thinking. I would love to go even behind. For me, it's even no, when the whole idea of conception,
Yeah.
the whole idea of a man and a woman coming together, the very onset of how you're creating a baby, that also matters, Aditi.
Yeah.
Because it is just an act which is an act of physical intimacy, or it is an act which is an act of lust and hormone drama, or it is an act of creating a beautiful life. See, the all thoughts are different. So
Yeah.
it even goes back in there. But okay, let's come back to at least something which is easy for our viewers to understand.
Yeah.
And so everything goes to the child. If a child is connected through the umbilical cord to the mother, all thoughts of the mother, all beliefs of the mother, all perceptions of the mother, they are passed on to the child. So in a way, if I say that you are already created when you are born, how would that sound to that?
Yeah.
It's like that, okay, but then what am I doing? Where does my free will go?
Yeah, then it feels like I'm just playing out someone else's
Exactly.
life.
Yeah. So of course we will talk about that also. So that also is like you're already created.
Yeah.
You just come, like you literally land here and says, okay, hi, I have arrived. But then something else is also created: your religion, your society, your culture, your environment, that also is given to you on platter, isn't it? Yeah. Then you are in that state, you're like a sponge.
Okay.
So your existence is like a sponge, and now the sponge has no choice. That's how the subconscious mind is. Now, I put a few drops of coffee on the sponge will absorb.
Yeah.
I drop a few drops of rose water, the sponge will
Yeah.
absorb. I put a few drops of tequila,
Yeah.
it's going to absorb. I put a few drops of nectar, some beautiful pure water. So the job of the subconscious mind is to absorb.
Yeah.
So, right from the womb of the mother, or even before that, during your early primitive childhood, the subconscious mind acts as a sponge. So everything is absorbed, 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 absorbed. So by the age of 8, 9, 7,
The
you
baseline is
already
created.
have
Yeah.
like, it's like, the software and the hardware. Yeah. So it's like you are basically on an autopilot. So whatever that chip has already saved, and that's what you're going to play on the screen of life. What is going to come? What is saved as data? Does it
Yeah.
make sense now?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So it's basically like I want to go a little bit devil's advocate here,
Yeah.
but do we not have consent to what is thrown at us till the age of 7? And is that a scary thought at some point?
It's not a scary thought, and again, let's not make it like very scary. We do
Yeah.
have a lot of beautiful stuff also in that
Fair.
absorption. Of
Fair.
course,
Fair.
you get so many beautiful things also from your environment, from your parents, from your country, from your culture, from your everything. But here, you actually don't have a conscious consent, because it is what it is. My
Yeah.
favorite word. But that's why, if I want to go again on a little spiritual tangent, what we call is destiny is this. But are we born only with destiny? No.
No.
There is something called free will also. So the destiny and the free will.
Yeah.
You want to just be replaying all this and call it destiny?
Yeah, then you're a victim to it.
Then you're a victim.
Okay.
Or you want to make choices
Yeah.
by understanding and using your free will. That is what we call as evolution. That is what I call is that you have come here to evolve.
Got it.
You have not come here to just replay this is how your father was, and this is how your grandfather was, and this is how your mother was. And do you see the similarities and patterns in generations and generations?
Yeah, we do a little
Yeah,
bit,
so
but
it's
it
like,
changes also. It keeps
yeah,
evolving. Yeah.
but who changes that? When you use your
Then,
free will.
yeah, the newer
Yeah,
generation keeps evolving.
exactly. When you use your free will.
Okay, so just to back up now.
Mhm.
So basically, obviously, we are taking in a lot of energy, thoughts, and
Mhm.
beliefs. And I'm
Mhm.
assuming this comes together in your mom's womb. It
Mhm.
comes together through the
Mhm.
act. It literally even comes from the sperm, I'm sure, at this point.
Yeah,
So we've come together with these thought processes, with these beliefs.
yeah,
As we are till the age of 7, we're absorbing
yeah,
everything because obviously at that point we
yeah,
don't have that much consent as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Right? Things are happening around us,
yeah,
we're taking it all in.
yeah.
By the age of 7, 8, our baseline belief and perception starts
Yeah,
to get
even
formed.
actually earlier. By the time you
Yeah.
actually go to the school,
You're
you are
already.
already created. It could be as simple as that, that if you are a little shy, how
Yeah.
when the parents go for the first day of the school admission and how they introduce their child,
Huh.
and they're like that, he's very good, but he's little shy in front of people. Oh, you've already given a label, and it's to
Hmm.
a 3-year-old child. You've already given a label. The teacher is going to look at that child always as you are shy. So who gives you all these labels?
Yeah. Your environment, your
Yeah,
society. Yeah.
yeah. It could be that that shyness. It could be that you could be silently thinking about something while your other siblings were more responsive, and then your mother said that you don't talk.
Oh, बातें
How
कम करता है. Yeah, 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 yeah.
how a mother perceives you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, how does it start? When we talk about introvert, extrovert, when you talk about, I feel,
What about those children? Sorry, it's a very weird thing, but I
yeah,
thought of it before
yeah,
I finish the recap. What about those children who are clingy?
yeah. So,
We've heard this a lot,
of
na?
course, those children who are clingy, and what about those children
The
who are
younger
very
ones, I'm
independent?
talking
Yeah, yeah,
under 5
whatever.
types. Huh?
Yeah, this all comes from what all is going on around you.
Hmm.
How you're absorbing everything. It's like your reality is getting shaped without your consent. What
Hmm.
we talk about, yeah, and of course, again, some of the
Yeah.
good things are also
No,
getting
fair,
shaped.
fair, fair.
Yeah, so it's not that a horrible thing.
See, that's good now. People expect it.
Yeah,
It's the bad that they want to have answers to.
exactly,
So that the only
exactly,
reason we're talking about it
absolutely.
is
Yeah,
because
yeah,
those are the
yeah,
questions, not
yeah,
shitting on it in any way. Yeah.
absolutely. So it is. So it is. It just blew me totally that when uh, when I started to do this sacred secret
Yeah.
gatekeeping, and
Yeah.
that, oh my God, actually that we are making a fool out of ourselves by going to Harvard, by going to London School of Economics, and we think that I make the choices. No, I'm not making any choice. I'm on an autopilot.
Hmm.
Even the partners I attract, even the jobs I do, even the businesses I do, so much so even the tastes I have, it's basically nothing I'm doing. आप किसी बच्चे को रोज मीठा खिलाओ. Oh, I love to talk in my mother tongue also
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
आप किसी बच्चे को रोज मीठा खिलाओ, and then because आपके घर में रोज वो एक हलवा बनता है, so you are going to have a sweet tooth, and then you say that but I have a sweet tooth. Did you create it? No,
Yeah.
it was already got created in your environment. So I come from a Punjabi family, and I
Hmm.
come from a family where like the spice is the way of life, the green
Same.
chilies and all that. And when I meet my Italian friends, like, oh my God, how do you survive this spice? Did I create it? No. My mother used to put so many green chilies in the food that my tongue already has that management that I
Yeah.
can survive spice. But so, who made these tastes?
Yeah. And I remember when I went to a nutritionist because even
Mm,
I love spice.
yeah.
And when she detoxed me for a while, then when I went back to it,
Mm,
my taste completely changed because I had chosen to change that entire lifestyle and that entire,
mm-hmm,
and then the
mm-hmm.
beliefs started getting challenged.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So let's go back. Now you're saying that, we absorb till the age of 7, 8, right?
Yeah.
That starts our baseline belief, our baseline perceptions. And it could be that I'm a shy guy, or I'm not good enough, or, I need to struggle to get to any place because this is what my parents have told me. Kaam karna hai to thoda struggle karna padega type. Everything feels like a struggle after that. So we are basically gathering evidences throughout our life to give proof to that belief, right?
Self-fulfilling prophecy, as I call it.
And that's how we encounter different forms of trauma or experiences and strengthen our beliefs.
Yes.
Now comes the biggest secret that we are gatekeeping. I mean, also at this point, we've also gone in for therapy and like we've taken help. We make friends that would probably help us out in some ways or make us believe in our beliefs even more.
True.
We get to choose whatever.
True.
So now, where you come in, you are saying that the entire baseline belief needs to change. Your entire perception about
beliefs,
of something
of
needs
who
to
you
change.
are.
Which I also feel is how we have been taught in other like mental health modalities. Right? Like the core beliefs needs to change. Limiting beliefs is what we call it. Because your behaviors, whatever your cognitive is, your behavioral.
They're all coming from your beliefs.
there.
So what will we do? Pruning when what we need to do is in the roots. So the pruning will not help. So the branch cutting is not going to help because we need to work with the roots.
I believe that too. I mean, that's also why my podcast is called Decoding Quirks, because you decode ki quirks kidhar se aa rahe.
Exactly.
Right? So that is something I get as well. So I feel like in the mental health journey, I feel like that is something where we align with. But now let's get more into what it is. So what do you do to change this belief, and why is it different from therapy? We can ask later. But what do you do? Like, what is this change?
Okay, so
what's the secret?
What is the secret and how it is? Okay, so I'll just go a step back.
Okay.
So that we have a little better understanding of that. Why do we need to change this? Okay, so it's like, let me just give you an example that when we were talking about that absorption and when we were talking about that, the sponge absorbs. The subconscious mind is like the storehouse, Aditi.
Yeah.
Okay? And it gets locked after a certain time. Okay, so whatever is there in
that's the 7-8 years.
Yeah,
okay.
So exactly. So whatever is there in the storehouse, it gets locked. Okay. So all good, bad, whatever it is. Locked means, have you ever heard that, we used to say this thing and we still say that, whatever you want to teach to the child, teach him when he's very younger, and even below 3 years, it's
even
like,
language and everything.
Exactly. Okay, have you seen that all children, before even they go to school, they already speak their mother tongue? Yeah. So if whether it's Italian or whether it's Arabic or whether it's any other language, so does anybody formally teach them that language?
No, I think therapy, whatever they talk.
So whatever is being spoken, how? Because it's being absorbed. So understand how the phenomena works. So it's being absorbed. Okay. Do they ever forget their mother tongue?
No, they might not be fluent, but they'll still understand it.
They'll understand.
They might not be the conversational skills might not be there, but they'll understand.
Because that is your conscious effort. Like, of course, my first language is English, but of course, I'm very proud that I can speak Hindi, I can understand Hindi, and of course, I might not be very fluent with it.
Same.
But that also, I will get a hang of it like 4 days. But if you tell me that, can I learn Arabic in 3 days or can I be fluent in that? No. Because that language is stored in my subconscious mind. So
because I'm a Sindhi. I always tell people I understand it, but I can't speak. Because when I speak, it doesn't come out because I never spoke when I was younger. I would only hear, and I know even right now, I know exactly what you're saying.
Exactly. So the subconscious mind is like the storehouse, and it has a lock. It's like the locker you have, and which has a code, and that's why we talk about recoding. So everything gets locked in it. Okay. So all limiting or all enhancing. So the language is there, you're never going to forget it. So that is why the things, perceptions which even the subconscious mind doesn't speak even the language of the conscious mind. It has a very different language. We'll also talk about it some other day. So it is, the child might not know, but if you're making a child feel less, so what is being stored in the storehouse is, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Nobody has told him that you are not good enough. Nobody has told him you are not worthy. How the child is being made feel in that moment is that subconscious mind absorbs things like that. So it is being stored. Nobody has ever, your mother has never, when we fight with our mothers, but you made me feel like this. But she says, but when did I say you, my darling, that you're not good enough? You never said that, but you made me feel small. Yeah. So it gets locked in, it gets stored in. And that is why when the storehouse gets locked, the subconscious mind has a data, we get onto the second layer of working hard, doing things, but that the key we don't have.
So those are coping mechanisms.
Yes, those
right?
are coping
what
mechanism,
we call,
and that is what we call is when we start to work onto my confidence. So start working onto my confidence is not going to a polishing school,
Yeah.
because that may work for some times, because
It's a hack.
inside it could be a belief, I'm not worthy. And now that store is locked. So that is why there is a need to reopen that. There has to be a key to unlock that storehouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why can't we do that through like regular therapy? What
Yeah.
is the difference between... Okay, so first we'll actually understand, what do you do? How do you approach it now?
Of course. So do you want me to reveal the,
Yeah,
the
of
secret
course,
now?
of course. Now we built it up. Now we better.
Yes. All right. So of course, I'll just give you a little
Yeah.
background. Of course, Aditi, you know that I have worked with mental health and therapy back in the days. I had a title of a psychotherapist, and I feel, with all due respect, therapy and all that work which I have learned, of course, that has given me a huge understanding. But I I knew there is something else which was giving sustainability to something what we call as transformation. Yeah, that led me to what I do from past 10 years, and that is called PSYCH-K. It is PSYCH-K,
Okay.
and K stands for the key to your subconscious mind.
Wow.
So we talked about the storehouse and everything. So the subconscious mind is a storehouse which has a huge data of the limiting beliefs. So when we grow up and when we start to have challenges in our life, be it any area of your life, behind is working those subconscious mind beliefs. So psyche is a process with which we reprogram, rewire those limiting beliefs into life enhancing beliefs. And it is not done through talking. It is not a talk therapy. It is not done by taking anybody into trance. Psyche is absolutely rooted in the ancient wisdom in one way, and it is based on the neuroscience. Dr. Bruce Lipton has done so much of work on the study of epigenetics. Psyche is originated by Rob William, and he has written a beautiful book, The Missing Piece and Peace. So there are gaps. I also witnessed as a psychotherapist, which is about the beliefs keep on coming. There are patterns and there are cycles keep on coming. Why does that happen? Because we are not working in a proper way with the subconscious mind. So psyche is a process which is spiritually very rooted and based on the study of split brain, what we call as the whole brain research, where we bring both the parts of the brain in communication with each other, which is where the secret is. Because when both the hemispheres of the brain, which is the right and the left hemisphere, are brought together in communication, it gives rise to a state what we call as a whole brain state. How we were when we were children.
Again, this is coming to me.
Exactly.
So I have gone through this so many times in my life where I'm just like, everything we do as an adult is to go back to what we did as children.
Yeah, so when we were children, we were in a whole brain state, in that absorption state. So if something we need to change permanently, we need to be in that state. So we can go into that whole brain state. That's being done through the muscle testing. It's a beautiful work which we teach in the PSYCH-K Basic workshop. And then of course, it's a facilitation which we can do in one-on-one session also. So we create a whole brain state which is very empowering. That is why we don't call ourselves a healer or a coach, because you have all the powers within you. And you can rewire, recode, you can learn how to do that facilitation even by yourself or with the facilitator who has learned how to do that work. And in that state, when you change a belief, it stays forever. Sustainability.
So you're saying just like you don't need to go in for like years and years of talk therapy.
Absolutely.
But how do you reach that place of this is what I want to change? Isn't that like, okay, now I'm 35.
Yeah.
I have worked on like 3 or 4 like major changes of my life, you know, self-worth wise, you know, self-love wise. And because I feel like my baselines needed to change. I needed to like reassess what my baselines were, right? And of course, a lot of experiences around it proved it. And then, you know, but this is me knowing through experiences and through therapy and through all of that. But how can someone come to you once and be like, this is what I want to change? But it might be very superficial, and might be just scratching the top of the barrel.
Absolutely.
So to know what that baseline is, don't they need to be aware? Don't they need to go in for a little bit of more like, hey, it doesn't have to be therapy, but it has to be some form of self-reflection. Right?
Very, very interesting question, and it has got so many layers into it.
Okay, sorry.
So again,
I was just curious.
No. That's beautiful. Remember, Aditi, we talked about remembrance. We talked about in the beginning that the sacred gatekeeper. When we work with PSYCH-K, PSYCH-K is a very empowering process. What led me even to PSYCH-K is actually pretty much the question you have asked, that you feel powerful when you hand over the powers to the person, what that person already has in him in your presence. Means you do not steal their powers, and the purpose is not to show that you are powerful. You know? So PSYCH-K is the way you actually hand over the powers to the person, because you make that person realize. If I say that, then again the question is, who am I to make you realize anything? PSYCH-K is a process where you empower the person, that you already have that inner wisdom. Because I still remember your question, the how do you get to know that what is it what we need to work with? Yeah, that's the question you had asked me. When the intention is that, you know, when the energy frequency vibration is that you are only facilitating based on the intention that you have all the knowledge, all the information about yourself within you, it is very easy to figure out and find out what are those beliefs which has led you into these challenges. Because we start from the challenge. We start from the challenge, of course.
So you start surface level and you get...
Exactly. Okay. And it is so easy because each one of us is very empowered.
So you're saying it's so easy for you as a facilitator or someone who's conducting it, or it's so easy for me as the client that has come?
For both of us. And we do not call even the person the client. That is why I call it the partner. It is a partnership work.
Okay.
So I know how to facilitate a PSYCH-K session, which is what is PSYCH-K. PSYCH-K is all about, you make a choice that I want to change certain things in my life, whether that could be beliefs, that could be perceptions, that could be situation, that could be anything. And I have a process which you can also learn, but initially if you want to just experience the process, what is called as a PSYCH-K facilitation, but all powers are within you. I have learned how to facilitate this process. You can also learn and you can become your self-facilitator.
So is it something, because you said it's not trance.
Yeah.
So you're not putting them in a trance. It's
Yeah.
not like Reiki.
No.
It's not conversational.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, since we are working with the subconscious mind,
Ha,
so
you said
obviously
that.
all the work needs to be done with the subconscious mind. So, we work with the subconscious mind by creating a connection through our muscle. Because, okay, so have you heard of that we are energy, frequency, vibration?
Mhm.
Okay, so if I have to pick up this cup of coffee, okay, so my muscle of the arm needs to have some power
Yeah.
to pick up this cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So what comes before that? The thought that
Yeah.
I want to pick up. So it means there are electrical signals.
Yeah.
So there are electrical signals which flow from our mind, and then they give the power to our muscle. So it means that my muscle can read the electrical signals which are here, like electrical impulses on my skin, and I can pick up
Yeah.
this cup. So it means there is a connection the subconscious mind has with the muscle.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So when we work with Psyche, we make a connection with the subconscious mind through the muscle,
Got it.
and we communicate with the subconscious mind
It doesn't.
through that technique.
So it's seeming like very magic here at this point.
Yes, but it is not that voodoo, but it is magic, which is spirituality and science.
So is it like you are putting thought into it? No, right? Because you
Not
said
at
I'm
all.
giving you your own, I'm making you realize your own power.
Yeah, so that is the intention. So
Okay.
when somebody is here for a session with
Hmm.
me, I'm not here to fix you or heal you.
Hmm.
So I'm here to absolutely allow you to be in your power, because when I take a back seat, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healer, I'm not even a coach, I'm not a fixer. I have a process which is called Psyche, and Psyche is a process with which we can do transformations in the subconscious mind. Correct? Simple?
Yeah.
Now, what changes what you want to work with? If you think your life is, your relationships are not working,
Hmm.
okay? It is like you have one relationship and it's not working, and then you change to another relationship, but it is the same. It's like how we say that it's the same body but different faces. So is it by continue to keep on changing the faces we are going to have the result? But if you know
Hmm.
what made you get into those relationships, it could be maybe your need for validation.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when you
The
are in
need
that
for
space,
chaos sometimes, yeah.
when you are in that space, there is an inner wisdom which is
Hmm.
holding the space. That's why we continue to talk about that gatekeeping. You have that inner wisdom which you will be so astonished when you are in a psyche session or when you work with session, that you're like that, oh, these are the beliefs. And then of course, as facilitator and as a
Got
psyche
it.
instructor, we are trained, we exactly know how to maneuver and how to dig down in a way that the jewels come.
So that is conversational?
That's conversation.
Okay, fine. So it's like through the subconscious mind by
Yeah.
touch, I'm assuming, right?
Absolutely.
And then it becomes conversational.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is conversational, so which is the conscious mind.
Huh.
Like you are going to decide with your conscious mind that this is the work I want to do.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we are not going to continue to do that work with the conscious mind,
Okay.
because the conscious mind is only 5%.
Hmm.
So if I tell somebody you should not smoke, you come for a smoking problem, and I show you a picture and I show you the lungs and I show you everything, it is going to be very impactful because my pitch is very strong. But is it going to sustain?
No. The moment he's stressed again, he'll
Yeah.
smoke.
Yeah. So it could be
Got it.
in that field,
Hmm.
what is the belief which makes you pick up that cigarette or that habit or that limiting behavior? We work with Psyche. We create a whole brain state. In that whole brain state, that integration is done. And Psyche is the only process where the conscious, the subconscious, and other aspect of mind, which we call as a superconscious mind, all put in together, it gets worked. Yeah.
And that's how it's more sustainable, like you said, right? Like
101%.
other, i- i- Can I call it a modality or should I not call it a
I think
modality?
it's not fair to call Psyche a tool, technique, or a modality. It is a process. It is
Okay.
a spiritual process having psychological,
Yeah.
physical, emotional benefits.
Okay.
It is based on the study of epigenetics, and there is so much of work which Dr. Bruce Lipton has done that even you have the power to change how a particular genes will active in your life or it will stay dormant. It's not that you are the victim, that if your father has hypertension or diabetes, or if your mother was obese, or if you come from a family where the weight is an issue, you are going to be like that. Because it is the subconscious mind. There is a receptor which gives a signal, there is a layer, a membrane on the genes, and that is what is epigenetics, that there is genes and there is epi. There is such a beautiful book which Dr. Bruce Lipton has written, which is The Biology of Belief. You make that genes activate or remain dormant.
So, okay. It's a lot.
It's
Let me recap.
mind-boggling. Yeah. It is,
let's
yeah.
let's recap. So now you're saying that the secret to all of that is psyche, right? In this process, we use the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, make it a whole brain, and this is done. And one session is enough. A
Yes,
couple of sessions are enough.
Okay, so a belief can be changed within 15 to 20 minutes. Isn't it like, wow?
15-20 years it
Yeah,
takes. Okay,
so
but yeah.
because again, this also is a belief, Aditi, that
Everything takes time.
exactly.
All good things take time.
Psyche is simple, effective, and self transformation doesn't need to be complex. That is my biggest learning with Psyche.
Yeah.
10 years ago, when I was privileged to be, when you say that, what you seek is already seeking you. And because Psyche was already seeking me, because I was frustrated, I had the missing piece and piece. I was very successful as a psychotherapist, but something was amiss, and I wanted to be very authentic and honest with what is going on, because that was probably is a belief what we grow up with, that we really need to struggle, self transformation is hard, the traumas need 10 years. But the kind of work we do, especially with fears and traumas, and it is beautiful. For the subconscious mind, there is nothing called a big trauma or a small trauma.
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted to
Yeah.
come to. Because we've understood like the baseline, how it starts, how we create our experiences around it.
Yeah.
And then we spoke about your work, right?
Yeah.
Now I want to actually talk about the actual, like the bigger traumas, right?
Yeah.
So you said diabetes and
Yeah,
hypertension.
yeah.
Let's use let's use one example right now, which is something like cancer,
Yeah.
right? Cancer, we don't have a cure for it.
Yeah.
We have like
That
curbing.
also is a belief.
Yeah, we also have like curbing mechanisms right now. So how I have heard in somatic healing that cancer is something that is formed when you have a lot of when you don't forgive people, when there's a lot of resentment, is that belief. When I was growing up, my mom had this book which I used to make fun of her about, and now I fully believe it, where it'd be like, oh, if your left knee is hurting, it means this, and if your back is hurting, it means this, and if you have whatever. And when I was younger, I was like, what is this rubbish? And then as I've grown up, I've started to understand that all our thoughts are in our cells.
Yeah.
It's stored in our body, and that's where it actually is coming out from. So cancer is something from resentment is what I've heard. So can you like explain that using all these beliefs that we've spoken about?
So Aditi, I specialize in Psyche health and well-being sessions. So it means everything is psychosomatic. I come from a family and a background of doctors. And I am the one who was like, who yelled, who shouted, who was a rebel that I don't want to be a doctor. Today, there is such great work which is happening all over the world on this, what we are talking about right now, that, every disease, it could be cancer, it could be arthritis, it could be cirrhosis, it all comes from your beliefs. It all comes from how your inner environment is giving rise to your external environment. So when we work with diseases like that, so it's not Okay, so you gave an example of cancer. So it is whether it's anger or it is resentment, but that also comes from beliefs, that also comes from perceptions. So we're not working with the anger. When we work with psyche and especially health and well being, we work with the forest. The health of the forest absolutely is the health of every tree. So, do I work with one tree independently?
Hmm.
Or do I work with the health of the forest?
Hmm.
If the forest is healthy, every tree is healthy.
Hmm.
So cancer could be an outcome of a lot of limiting beliefs. The skin diseases, the autoimmune diseases, everything is an outcome of what is going on in your inner environment, your body and mind connection. There is so much of work which has happened all over the world in your body and mind connection. There is a thin line in creating beliefs and giving awareness.
Yeah.
So as parents, I do a lot of work on conscious parenting. As parents, of course, we should make our children be aware of certain stuff, but when the awareness is not there, but you put fear into your children's mind, and it's like that, beware of that uncle might touch you here and there. It goes into the subconscious mind as a feeling, as a fear. What is the experience then?
When something happens, you're going to believe.
Because the subconscious mind has to prove it.
Yeah.
So this is something. There is a lot of work which is going on even in the medical fraternity, how the information is given, because we were talking about cancer, and I we will do a separate podcast. That's why I
Yeah, yeah,
actually
no, that's
I
fair.
just like put it, because it's such a vast field to talk about health and well-being, and about cancer and about reactive responses and autoimmune diseases. But since we're talking about how do we create our reality, if the doctor gives an information in a way, you only have 3 months.
Yeah. You're going to believe it.
Exact 3 months, the time kicks in now.
Yeah.
So there is so much of work which is being done, and I work
Yeah.
with doctors and with people, because with psyche our job is to continue to change our perceptions and continue to change our beliefs, because we create beliefs even like now and then.
But sorry, do we really create beliefs now?
You
Or is it set and then we're like reaffirming it and then convincing ourselves that this is a
we
new belief?
continue to generate beliefs, and that's why when we said that psyche is empowering process, it's not that what beliefs we had from our past, and we will, if we work with them, you just before the beginning of the podcast, you were talking about JetX message, yeah. So now the message had, the roads are going to be congested near the World Trade Center. Now, if my core beliefs, the baseline beliefs, let's go back there, are like already, about that, I always get late, nothing good's happened to me, Dubai has lot of traffic, that belief kicked in,
Yeah.
that response, and I'm just going to get stuck near the World Trade Center. Okay. So we do generate beliefs on a day to day life base also.
But those are like smaller beliefs
Yeah.
which come from the larger baseline belief. Okay.
Absolutely. Or there could be new beliefs also. It's like, I remember
But
when I,
then how does that work with when we say that our beliefs are set by the age of 7? If we have like newer beliefs that come in.
the baseline beliefs are that on the base of that stack, we keep on picking up things
Okay.
which are with the similar frequency and vibration aligned with that.
So if the thing is that
Yeah.
I'm not good enough, you'll find new beliefs
Yeah,
about how I'm not good enough
absolutely.
with
Yeah,
technology. I'm not.
absolutely. But the moment you have a new thing, which is like, I can give you my example. My beliefs are very strong about, like, I'm very fortunate. Good things happen with me.
Yeah.
So I have got my center hub of consciousness, which is in Barsha, and the famous Hessa Street curve. That Hessa Street has got a lot of traffic always. The first day I heard, and I was driving through Hessa Street, and I was like, I'm feeling stressed. So with Psyche, we have a very beautiful process called transforming the perception of the stress. It could be about the present moment. I went back home. I transformed the perception of the stress I had created in my experience of driving that day. And I never got stressed again because I did not want to give way to that new belief or a new stress that
Mm.
Asa Street has traffic, because I can facilitate with my own self.
Mm.
So it's like life is a ongoing way of evolution. You continue to you can, with psyche you can implant some beautiful beliefs. It's not only about changing and recoding beliefs.
You
How
know,
about
yeah,
putting aspiring beliefs in you?
that's something I was thinking about,
What
right?
you call is manifestation.
Yeah, back in the day when I used to work here means in Dubai, I had this boss that would constantly tell me that two women can't work together
Ah,
in an office. It'll be really troublesome, and two women should not be put in one space
mm,
together. And I think that is the narrative that we grew up with. And then I
absolutely.
think with the boom of the internet, with the boom of feminism, with the boom of just realizing about patriarchy and stuff
Yeah,
like that, the narrative I kept hearing was female friendships are so important. Your best friendships are female friendships.
yeah.
And then it kind of just rewired
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah,
You're just like, dude, that's a very shit belief.
absolutely.
And then I've only had instances in my
Hmm.
future after that where, like, no, female friendships is more important. It's very
Yeah,
important. Women need to stick together. Women
true,
need to be empowered. Women need to
true,
break barriers. It obviously it came
true,
from that
true.
Substack, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so your reality is shaped by
Hmm.
your beliefs. Now the point is you may not see those beliefs very visible. It's like my most favorite movie, I Am a Dreamer, and that movie Titanic,
Hmm.
which is still, and which is one of the most beautiful movie I feel, which really impacted me. And when I started to teach psyche and work with psyche, and it gave me such a beautiful metaphor. Let's just go back to, have you watched that
Yeah, yeah,
movie
yeah, of course. I'm
Titanic?
trying to see which scene are
Yeah,
you
yeah, I'm,
kind
I'm
of.
gonna I'm gonna just tell
Huh.
you. So let's go back to that scene where the ship is sailing in this beautiful ocean, Titanic, and everybody's like celebrating and all that. And the captain of the ship sees that there's an iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
yeah,
far.
yeah.
Okay. So and then the iceberg is very far. Yeah, very far. And the captain of the ship sees the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tip of the iceberg, and everything is hunky dory. All is happening beautiful. And as the ship comes closer, to his surprise, the iceberg is way more bigger than he could have ever imagined about it. So it means you can never measure the size of the iceberg by looking at the
Tip.
tip of the iceberg. Okay, he
Yeah.
only saw the tip of the iceberg, and by the time you were he was closer, he could not tilt the whole ship. It was a huge
Yeah.
Titanic ship to that degree that just the edge of the iceberg, but that edge, because the iceberg was so huge, hit, and rest is the history. So this is exactly how our mind is. The conscious mind is 5%, like the tip of the iceberg.
Hmm.
And the deep is the subconscious mind, rooted, seated in the depth of the ocean, and where all our beliefs, all our perceptions are. And we can never know the depth of the iceberg by looking at the tip. But when we have an accident,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we start to dig deeper into it with the,
Accident is the traumas that we actually go
yeah,
through
the
in our life,
accident
or
means
the experiences, the
the
bigger experience
challenges. The
challenges.
challenges. You have a Harvard graduate, and you are so intelligent, you're so smart,
Hmm.
and everything is so beautiful, but still you are the one who has not got the raise, and somebody else who's been graduated
Hmm.
or from a normal university has got the raise.
Hmm.
Okay, you change the company and you think that there is racism and there is partiality. Now in the other company also the same thing happens.
Yeah.
So, is it your degree? No, it is your beliefs about your own self worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think you don't deserve, then you don't deserve.
Yeah.
So, it means your degrees, your London School of Economics, your Harvard, that doesn't make you.
Yeah. And I feel like this is something that even I realize, that sometimes I have friends who are so oblivious to what's happening around them. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, how did you not realize that this guy was being weird? You know, how did you not realize that this server was being rude or racist?
Yeah.
But that's not their belief, Huni.
Yeah.
So they didn't even catch it.
Yeah.
It's my belief, so I caught it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you don't even, sometimes it might be happening, but it doesn't even like,
Absolutely.
you don't realize it.
Absolutely. If you think universe is partial, then that experience is going to come.
Okay,
in
I need to get
your field.
upgraded in this flight. So I'm just going to...
Absolutely. And the best thing is, I just on a little
Yeah.
spiritual tension, and of course, because that is the core of even psyche, the ancient wisdom, matching the neuroscience, muscle testing, study of whole brain, everything about it. And it's like, do we, I often say this thing, 30, 40 years of your life, you you understand your traumas and fears, and then you start to work with it, and by the time you are 60, what is the time left for you?
To enjoy nothing, yeah.
Yeah. So I think the success of life is the healthy stack of beliefs, because your reality is going to be shaped by your beliefs. So I literally plead, I literally request people, whether you are going to be a parent, or whether you are going to be this startup, this business, or this whatever, your business is going to reflect your beliefs. You as a parent is going to reflect the child, the health of your child, or the mindset of your child. Work with your beliefs.
Yeah. And I think that everything else that we do is just like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And some days are good and some days are bad. And when it's a bad day, you'll be like, see, I knew it. I told you so.
Yeah.
And yeah, you end up finding the kind of partner that you want, which
Yeah.
you know, like probably y'all are fit for each other. Y'all are
Absolutely.
y'all are triggering each other's beliefs either to change it or to actually prove each other's points. You know,
Nothing is a coincidence. Whatever experiences you are getting into your life, if you want to change those experiences, you need to have aligned beliefs in the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
It is as simple as that. So, in simple words, psyche is a process where you align your conscious desires with your subconscious mind beliefs.
And it's not something that you do without a facilitator.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That is something that's very important. But although I think this is still a thought that we should be having. We should be realizing that where all our struggles come from, it comes from a baseline thought process and a baseline perception.
Yeah.
That's the main takeaway, that we need to make people believe that it's not, you're not a victim, you're not, this incident has not just happened as a coincidence. You need to realize that you are working towards this tragedy because you believe in this tragedy.
Absolutely. Not wantingly believe in it. Somehow your
subconsciously
mind
believing in it. Yeah.
That belief, or from wherever, because you pick up beliefs from.
And the good things. So if good things have happened to you, because you're also believing in these good things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So thanks so much. Thanks for bringing all of this in together. So I think we covered at least how it happens, you know, how you are formed, how your beliefs are formed, what do you do for it, and what are some of the experiences and examples around how we work around a psyche.
Yeah.
And just the only thing that I think we didn't bring up was that there are only 28.
Yes.
There are only 28 facilitators in this world. Instructors.
Yes.
In this world. And Deepa is one of them, which is why this episode is most special. I didn't want to say it in my intro because I didn't want to give it away. But thank you so much for giving us all this information. And I hope it was structured enough for you, because it was confusing. I tried to put it in a thing. So I feel like we've covered a decent amount, but we'll obviously try and do one of these again.
Yes.
Thanks so much for sharing and being vulnerable. Also, FYI, she thought she was not going to be great on camera, but she has been fantastic. Thank you. We're going to put all of Deepa's links here. Yeah, I don't know. Just thank you, man.
Thank you very much, Aditi. I feel it's an honor and a privilege, because Psyche is not a new process. It was originated by Rob Williams 38 years ago. But yes, I am the only instructor who's in the subcontinent. And why there are only 28 instructors, but there are like thousands, millions, billions of facilitators. Facilitator means that you can facilitate this process with yourself and with others. We as instructors teach you how to come into your own powers, because when you are a psyche instructor, it is not just a shallow knowledge. You walk your talk. I have I for me, when I talk about psyche, it is not different than who I am. I breathe psyche. This is who I am. I have brought so much of change, sustainable change within my own life, and I think that is what Rob Williams seeks: authenticity, and which is like you create your reality. If I could create this reality, that I'm one of the only 28 instructors in the world, and how we say that the limit is not the sky, the limit is in your mind. So work with your own limiting beliefs. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to be with you on this podcast, and you're doing a great work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Please follow all of us and our links and everything of Deepa will be sharing, and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.